Okay, so I took this trade Friday. Well, I took two trades Friday. This is the trade recap. I'm filming this on Sunday because I didn't have time on Friday to do it, unfortunately. So I'm sure gonna try and remember the whole trade for myself mainly, but also for you lot to watch and learn basically. Prior to this, I had 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of just basically losing, not winning any. So I got my hamster, not winning any trades. I think I was down 2,000. I think, or well, 2%. Didn't do very well. But come this Friday, I learned a lot of things. I learned to be more patient. I learned to only do A-star setups, and setups that basically fit my strategy and I feel really confident in. That's why I've entered two trades today, Friday. So yeah, I'll get into it. So coming into the market, I was still bearish. Obviously, as we can see, market has had a massive dip down. I'll look on here. Market has had a massive dip down, yeah. But ES, is still much higher than NQ. I don't know about now. I think they're around the same spot now. ES is still delayed and trailing by quite a lot. So coming to market, obviously price was here for ES on this level. NQ coming into market was all the way down here on these lows, whereas ES was up here. So I thought, looking at this, we're in a bit of an accumulation here. We have obviously had a fair value gap here. But here we were in a bit of an accumulation and we have a fair value up there. So I was basically either wanting price to come up into EQ up here, up in here, and then retrace down, or that was really the only trade I was looking for, or maybe a sweep here down here into EQ. But my bias was bearish, so I was only really looking to trade bearish. So coming into the market, obviously I think I won this trade. Yeah, I won this trade on Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday. So I kind of knew what market was like then. So I saw a bit of a theme with this trade. So we had, if I go on the 15-minute, we had this high here, which was London's high. Yeah, I normally would want price to sweep that. I would normally wait for price to sweep that, unless obviously this happens. So I marked out that high, but I also marked out this high, which was also a London high, but it's not the highest London high. But I marked out because I wanted to kind of see price sweep out this, because if we look up here, price, this basically the same thing. This was Thursday's London high, so basically the same time. This was London's high, and this was the second London high, as we would say, so not that. Here, and price swept this high, went down, broke structure here, broke 5-minute structure here, and kind of going down. As we can see, this same thing happened here. We had this London high, but then we also had this, the second high is London high, and it sweeps it out. I saw that high. I also saw market broke 5-minute structure here, yeah, to the downside. Because as you can see, we had high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, high highs, high lows, high highs. So this would count because it's a high low and a high high. And then we broke that structure, so we changed to the downside. So I was happy with a quick sweep there. Same thing happened on ES. We had a quick sweep of these equal highs here. So we had basically 3 equal highs, or 2 equal highs here, and a few relative equal highs, and we came up and swept that out. So if I go on the 1 minute, ES and NQ moved very similarly today. So we came up, swept those highs. We also broke 5-minute structure with this down move. This was at 9:40, so after this sweep I was basically looking for trades. And I was quite confident. So I was quite confident it was going to go down because we swept and we had a big move down. We had a 1 minute rejection fair value gap. There was no lower, I could have counted this one as the lowest one, but this was the lowest fair value gap, 1 minute fair value gap that it could have rejected. So if it respected that, it could have still gone up, but it disrespected the last bullish 1 minute fair value gap. It then came up into this 1 minute fair value gap, and it also tapped into EQ from this 1 minute high, 1 minute low. So I entered on, we had a fair value gap here. Here I entered on the rejection of that, so this candle respected it. I then entered on the candle that disrespected it. I put my stops above, I think there was a 5 minute fair value gap. I could be wrong because this was no, it was the 1 minute fair value gap. So I put my stops above the 1 minute fair value gap, because obviously if it disrespected that, it would have been wrong. I put it quite high up because my stops, I had quite a nice trade. It was a 1 to 2.3. Obviously tapped into that, and then it was respecting this fair value gap, holding that, and then eventually it came down. So yeah, that was my trade basically on ES. I entered because we had nothing. This was a perfect trade, perfect setup. I would say this was it's a 9 out of 10 trade. I'm gonna rate it because obviously 10 out of 10 I would want to enter and then just like go basically. So I would say it's a 9 out of 10 because it did kind of bounce around in this area, but there was no confidence heading to the upside. We have a 5 minute break of structure. I think that could have been a 15 minute break as well. Yeah, we had a 15 minute break of structure to the downside because you see high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs. Broke that structure down to the downside. We had a 15 minute fair value gap, respected that. So everything was just bearish. So I felt very confident to enter that trade. I entered this one first on a 1% risk. We done at NQ, which had the exact same setup. But the liquidity was equal highs. We had equal highs here. If I stretch this out, equal highs, or relative equal highs, sorry. Price swept out that. I'll quickly draw it in there actually. Relative equal highs. There you go. Yeah, price came up, swept that. I'm just trying to remember it in my head. Tapped into this 1 minute fair value gap. Actually, it did also break 5 minute structure. We did have the high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, and then equal highs. Price swept out that equal high, broke structure to the downside. Oh well, broke structure to the downside, then swept out the high, which is fine. Whatever order, I don't really mind. Tapped into the 1 minute fair value gap there, and I entered on the last 1 minute rejection fair value gap here. We had a 1 minute rejection fair value gap. We also had a 1 minute break of structure, which I guess I'll add in there. 1 minute break of structure. That's not it. There you go. 1 minute break of structure, and this kind of rejected fair value gap, broke structure. I had a last fair value gap up here because this one got respected. Sorry, this one I didn't actually get tapped into, to be fair, but the rejection fair value gap got respected, so there was no real need for me to go higher with my stop loss. Like I could have gone above this fair value gap here, but at the end of the day, if it stopped me out there, I can't remember where I put my stops now. I think it was there. If it did stop me out, I would have just looked for a re-entry. Maybe because it was my second trade, I entered this on half the risk, because obviously it was riskier entering on the different pair, but moves the same. So if bias ended up going bullish, I would have lost. If say I entered 1% on here, I would have lost 2%. So I enter half risk on my second trade that enter if it's on the same pair, if it's in the same direction. Or if it's in the same or not the same direction, I enter on 0.5% anyway. But if I re-enter on the same pair, I'll enter on 1% again if I'm confident. So yeah, that was my trades today. Basically a perfect setup, really, just of liquidities, order flow, and imbalance. I set my stops at this low here because it was. I mean, if we were going to be bearish, that was just the first low we were going to take out. I then set my other stops, this low here, and then this low down here. Obviously, price proceeded to go lower, down to, I don't actually know. Oh, down to this daily. I think this is daily gap. But obviously, I'm not holding a trade for that long. I want to be in and out of a trade within, let's see, I entered 9:55 and I was out by 11:30, so just under 2 hours. So yeah, nice clean trade, to be honest. Yeah, ES and NQ, they were just moving the same. Order flow was very bearish. Perfect setup. I was patient. I wasn't really looking for trades today. Well, I was looking for trades, but I wasn't going to trade. But I mean, the setup was just perfect. I was patient. I think I've learned a lot for the past 3 weeks. I think now it's just a win at the end of the day. I can lose this all again tomorrow on Monday. But I just gotta keep patient, only enter on really good trades I'm confident in, and that all my, like this, there was nothing heading to bullish. There was no, the order flow was bearish, we broke here. Every single fair value gap here to the upside got rejected. Every single bearish fair value gap got respected. So nothing was heading to bullish. So at the end of the day, if it did go bullish, then that's just unlucky. That at the end of the day, that is just, obviously I probably would have done something wrong. I would have found something I'd done wrong, but like this trade was just perfect in my eyes. So yeah, obviously bounced away here. I could have had a later trade. I could have maybe entered on the rejection of this fair value gap here and entered here, but at the end of the day, very good trade. 2.3 on this one, and I think 3.2 risk reward on this. So yeah, pretty good trade. Nearly got stopped out here on break even, but yeah, I'm happy with this trade. May have missed a few things because obviously I'm filming this 2 days after I took the trade, but I'll go over them if I notice anything another day. So yeah, I'll probably, if I take a trade tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably do a market recap tomorrow anyway. So yeah.